welcome to VGS Astro. Today we'll be looking at Sun in the first house. Let's see what the first house is all about. And the first house represents the self, the body, the brain, and the way you're wired. It represents your head region, your appearance, the way you look, and the way you dress. First house is also about your constitution, the structure of your body, mind, and intelligence, your DNA structure, your immunity, your general disposition, and that is the qualities that you possess, the qualities that come very naturally to you are seen from your first house. Your behavioral mission, or the way you're meant to behave, is seen from your first house. Your core personality, that which hardly undergoes any kind of change, because your core personality is something that's wired to your self. So unless there is an affliction, this personality is not going to change. Okay, and your strengths and weaknesses is also seen from the first house. And first house is also about new beginnings, because the first house is where the ascendant is, and it marks the birth of someone, and that's the beginning of a new journey for that mind. So please notice the use of the word mind and not soul, because soul is neither born nor does it die. Okay, and first house is also about your self-awareness. It's about your health in general, your well-being, and the recognition that you get in life is also seen from your first house or your ascendant lord. Okay, so what is Sun all about? Being at the very center of the solar system, we know Sun brings about light and life to all beings on earth. Sun represents the soul of the individual, and this Sun is the higher self, whereas the lower self becomes the expressions of the higher self, which is nothing but the ego, which is due to the wrong identification of the soul. So Sun is termed as the bringer of life and prana. So in a way, Sun is likened to the creator, and also all expressions of creation, including inventions, progeny, can all be seen from the Sun. Sun is worshipped as Surya Dev in Hinduism, and he represents the father and father-like figure in one's chart. And Sun also stands for vitality and vigor in an individual. So Sun, among other things, represents authority, power, and such authority is usually vested in the government, in the king and his ministers, right? So Sun represents government officials, especially the officials holding top positions like the civil servants, those holding the post of diplomats, cabinet secretary, are all seen from the Sun. And Sun also represents physicians, because Sun has the power to heal people. Its rays are considered therapeutic or curative. So Sun represents a lot many things, including one's fame or rise to power, or the ability to inspire people to be in the righteous path. Sun is also knowledge of Vedanta, the Ashtasiddhis, and even astrology. Okay, so there's so much more to the Sun, and having a thorough insight will give us the ability for better predictions. So what happens when Sun goes into the first house? When Sun goes into the first house, he brings a lot of focus on the body of that individual. So here he brings about good physique and a good constitution, resilience from disease, strength and energy to plow on no matter the difficulties in life. And these people can appear tall and muscular, and also authoritative. Why authoritative? Because Sun is the king, and Sun is also energy and power. So he brings with him that authoritative feeling wherever he goes. So when he walks into a building or an office space, he goes in like he owns that place. So these people don't want to be just another person in the crowd. They want to make their presence felt to everyone around them, and they bring that identity to the fore. So those people who have sun in the first house could also suffer from an inflated ego, because sun, although is considered to be the soul is what wrongly identifies itself with the aspect of life that it is associated with, which is the body, mind, and intelligence complex, right? So sun now starts playing the ego, and sun also becomes extremely proud and haughty about itself. So these people can appear proud and arrogant by nature. And speaking of appearance, you'd see that some of these people are extremely fond of jewelry, okay, or anything that they can wear to make themselves feel distinguished, like a royal insignia. And you could see people with sun in the first house fancy gold ornaments, jewelry, embellishments, whether it's a ring or a necklace. It's something that they like showing off to people. And the sun also gives these people a lot of confidence to undertake any task or say yes to anything without much reservation. So they're okay with taking on any kind of challenge. And since sun represents power, or the hand of power, these people, when they get into powerful positions, can become more selfish in fulfilling their own wishes by use of that power, because sun is more focused about himself here. Okay, on the other hand, the sun aspects the seventh house from itself and casts its eye on the house of the spouse or partners or other people. Okay, so on one hand, he's fulfilling the needs of his or own self by use of power to boost his ego consciousness. On the other hand, he feels duty bound to his spouse, partners, or other people, because kings have a duty towards their subjects. So the sun does what is required to the spouse, partners, or other people to ensure that they feel protected and are able to flourish in their life. And this also signifies prosperity and vitality for the spouse, increasing their span of life. Okay, the problem, however, with the sun in the first house is that they're resistant to advice. They're okay with opinions, but they cannot take criticism or fault finding or reproval in any way. So if you're married to a person who has sun in the first house or even the seventh house, this is one thing that you need to remember and let go of. Do not engage in criticism, or that would spike a fierce argument and be a cause of misery. And that's my take on sun in the first house. If you have sun in the first house, then tell me what you think. Leave a comment, and I'll see you with another video again. Have a good day and take care of yourself.